is an extension of your tool, of your attitude towards the world. You already know as a professional photographer that it's all up to your mood, to how you view things through the camera. You can look at a picture you took 10 years ago, and using the picture, you can know how you were feeling then, what kind of mood, what kind of general situation you were in, what was happening to you, just judging by the picture. So the picture really reflects you in the situation at the time you were filming, you were shooting. You don't see the trees or people's faces or the buildings. You see your own mood, your own internal state, looking at the picture.
This is true. It's very true. Yeah, it's very true.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely.
So you're coming close to constantly photographing yourself, not the world.
This is true. No, this is absolutely true. And even when, I know this when I actually go to photograph. But there is, like, it appears to me that this perception sits on a canvas of something else. It's like a universal symbolic language that seems to speak to the subconscious of people, that renders feelings into their being, into their mind. Can you tell me what this might be, or what this is? Does this make sense?
When we attain the perception of reality through Kabbalah, we see that, as you said, the world is a kind of a blank page. There is no world. There is no reality. It's just me on that kind of blank background. Say you have a white wall, and on that white wall you project your feelings, your senses, your sensations, your qualities, your desires, thoughts, in all kinds of gradations of degrees. You have many desires, you have more or less, in different levels, different ways, different values, different thoughts with respect to them, the qualities you were born with, that you've acquired because you were given that through education or growing up as a youth. And everything that you have, your internal world, is projected on that white background, that wall. And because you're made internally of qualities that are called still, vegetative, animate, and speaking, and that's how you see your qualities outside of you. So that's why reality seems to me, the outside reality seems to me like it's divided into these four parts: still, vegetative, animate, and human. But in truth, it's all in me. Even now that we're seated here in the studio, being, filmed, and everything we see and feel in the whole world outside the studio, it's all only in me, you and everything else. It's very hard to actually agree with it. But when you begin to discover that perception, you see, that's the only way it exists in each of us.
But this brings around a very interesting question for me about what is it then that we share, because when I talk about a universal symbolic language it's like, say there's a lighting condition or a situation where the light falls in a certain way. There's a certain composition of color that renders a feeling. This feeling is when I present this image to somebody, a photograph, which I've taken, which is, I've used an instrument to render something that I'm seeing, and then I take the image that I've rendered to somebody else, or to put on view. Although people see different things in it, there is a base of seeing that is like a commonality between people, that everybody shares, like a view that everybody shares. So like everybody knows, like comes to a street, a road, and they know to look for a car, because if they just step out on the road, they get hit by a car. It's like
our whole essence is a desire, and that desire is divided into stages or levels. When I want, say, food, sex, or family, my body wants it as a physical, animate body, because in my body, really, I'm an animal. And in addition, I have desires that belong to the speaking degree, to the social degree of me and the environment. And me and the human environment are divided into emotions of desires for wealth and respect and power and knowledge. And every person has those, all those desires, the physical ones and the human ones. So all I need basically is to convey to another person the right feeling. I need to see that what's in me in the right kind of grade, kind of level or importance, or so that person will see it that way too. If we calibrate, if we adapt, if we fix our basic perspective on the perspective desires, then both that other person and I will see it basically equally. So, well, I'm sure you do the same too. When you shoot something, you know for whom you're shooting. You try to bring out of the picture all the personal stuff, that the person seeing that picture will not be kind of offended or hurt or distracted. You want to make it as objective, unrelated to any kind of conventions or whatnot. You want a person to look at it through your angle, kind of. So you have to be as remote as possible from any kind of human stigma and bring of the picture something that's accepted by everyone, or to the contrary. You want to touch a certain kind of people. The question is always what you want and to whom you're presenting it.
So is the picture, the very fact of a picture existing, how is this relating to the blank canvas that we project all of these desires and feelings into?
Well, if we take into account that all of our emotions are egoistic, and I will know the right human nature, the truth about human nature, then I will always know how to create pictures for another person, to convey those pictures, to explain the pictures that are more advanced in perception. And then I will bring that person to such a perception of reality that they will know that they're perceiving themselves really on that white background. Why is it good to use this terminology? Because then a person knows it's all up to his own internal qualities, that the world doesn't exist. It's a projection of me. So if I change, I'll see a different world. It's so much so that the same people that I see now, instead of being sick, I'll see them as healthy. Instead of being poor, I'll see them as rich.
But if
it's that.
If you see,
different.
if we went into like Brooklyn, into like a poor part of Brooklyn, and we saw them as being rich, would they see themselves as being rich, or would richness appear around them? I know that there's something that connects, but there's like in terms of.
No, we're not talking about some psychological exercise. We're talking about a person beginning to bring his own qualities to the qualities of the white background, of the light, of the absolute. And then, to that extent, the entire world changes. Because the world, again, is the perception of reality where, as you take your pictures, which are a contrast between white and black, well, in between you have many colors, but at the end of the day, it's black and white. And with these two colors, you build the entire picture, the composition, the blending between them. And through it, you want to show all kinds of ways of, a person's internal qualities. And in the picture, everything is about the connection between black and white. So that's how you bring everything through that connection. You want to explain people's qualities, but in the end, you've got these two colors where in the connection with them, you express it. People's grief and joys and fantasies and their insights, past and future, everything. You bring it with two colors, and with that you picture everything. And that's what Kabbalah says too. We only have two things: our desire, which projects itself over a white background, the background of the light. The light is the giver, and the loving, the absolute. And to the extent that our desires are closer to the light, these desires create a more perfect form of the world.